Good afternoon to Madam. Chaitanya Madam.
Yes, ma'am. Rashmi, ma'am, I'm here.
Can you just share and trial your PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Once you try, then we'll go.
Yes. Is it visible, ma'am?
Just a minute. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Where visible PPTs are also visible.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am. You can start, ma'am.
Good afternoon to one and all. Today we are at second day and second session of this international webinar series for SAMSDDHI 2021. So we are I wholeheartedly welcome all the participants as well as the today's guest speaker, Dr. Chaitanya.Y.R. Madam, and I hand over the mic to Dr. Venkatesh sir to welcome all the people.
Good afternoon. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Dhanvantaraye Namaha. Myself, Dr. Venkatesh-Y.R, Assistant Professor, Department of PG Studies in SAMSDDHI-2021, Shri Vijayamantesha Ayurveda Medical College, ILKAL. Here to welcome our eminent speaker, Dr. Chaitanya.Y.R. Madam, Associate Professor, Department of Ayurveda SAMSDDHI, CHAITANYA.Y.R Ayurveda Medical College, Nagaluru, Bengaluru. From wholeheartedly we welcome you all, madam. And also I welcome the management committee, SVM BV Sangha, our event president, Dr. K.C. Das sir, principal, SVM AMC, ILKAL. And also I would like to welcome our department committee, Dr. M.R. Sajjan Shetty sir, HOD, Dr. B.H. Shetty sir, Rupa madam, Dr. J.M. Kannole sir, and also Dr. Rashmi madam. Our beloved students, UG and PG scholars, welcome you all. Now I request Dr. Neha Kulkarni, PG scholar, Department of Ayurveda SAMSDDHI, to introduce our guest speaker.
Good afternoon to all. Today we are at second day, second session of SAMSDDHI 2021 International Webinar Series first. Myself, Dr. Neha Kulkarni, third year PG scholar from Samhita Siddhant Department. Dr. Chaitanya.Y.R, Assistant Professor of Department of Samhita Siddhanta, Adi Chunchanagiri College of Ayurveda and Hospital, Bangalore. Madam has completed their UG from Government College of Ayurveda Medical College, Bangalore. Madam has completed their PG from SDM College of Ayurveda and Hospital, Hassan. Madam currently working as an assistant professor, Department of Samhita Siddhant, Adi Chunchanagiri College of Ayurveda and Hospital, Bangalore. We are glad to have you in this event. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Neha Kulkarni. I hand over the mic to Dr. Chaitanya to continue with the
Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Namo Dhanvantaraye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A very good afternoon to everyone who is listening to this lecture. And firstly, I would like to thank SVM, management of SVM and administration, principal sir and Dr. Venkatesh sir and the PG scholar who introduced me and Rashmi Ulli ma'am for giving this opportunity. I thank you very much. And now I would like to start my session. And today I'll be speaking about Darshanas. Before entering to the topic, I would like to just give a small introduction to Darshanas and then start the exact topic. And whatever I'll be speaking will be with an intention of guiding UG students. It is particularly only for the UG students, and also to guide them how to present this topic in exam when asked, because it is a very important topic for knowing, as it is the basics, and also helps a lot to understand all the basic concepts of Ayurveda, and also to as a part of scoring, okay, in exam. This is very important topic. So now let's start with the topic. Yes. Rashmi ma'am, is my voice clear?
Ma'am, it is clear.
Fine. So darshanas. So and before starting the topic, I just said I will have a small introduction to it. What exactly is this darshana? To understand in a very simple way, see, as in the class you might have already studied everything regarding this as a part of your syllabus, as what is darshana, definitions, all those things. Now let us have it as a general topic of discussion, to understand exactly what is this and how to apply and all, and simultaneously understand it as per the syllabus and to present, how to present in the exam. So initially there were people like where life was going on, and gradually the things were going on, but they started, as we know, human being is a very intelligent animal. He starts thinking, okay, he uses his intelligence to know what is this, how is this, why is this, what are the things behind the exact universe what we are seeing. So all such questions started as arising in some of the people in this world. And after such simple questions, they started getting some very deeper questions. They still digged inside their minds and started thinking furthermore, where, like, who am I, where am I, why are these miseries, why I am suffering, why he is happy, why am I dark, why is he fair, and why like this, what is this birth and death, why are we, well, what is happening after our death, or where was I before my birth, like all these, and what are the things which are controlling. Even though I and my friend who studied the same questions in a similar way, in the same perfect manner, the scoring was different. Like I like, one person passes, one person fails, the same question answered in the same way. The things are happening like this. Why? What is the reason? What are the things for, which are the things which are controlling all these things? So all these questions started arising. And after these questions, it's not that they just kept quiet. Later they started to try, like, finding answers for these questions. And here some of the people, like, as they started finding the answer for these things, the answer found, or the thing looked up by one set of people, was not the same like how everyone thought. Like how I looked at one thing was not the same the other person looked at. The same rose looked at me was something different, where I concentrated more on the petals of, or the color of the flower, where somebody concentrated more on the thorns of that plant, where somebody concentrated on the appearance, somebody concentrated on the color, something like different. And the approach and the feel what they got was different from each person. So similarly, all the people did not look at these problems in a similar way, and did not trace like the answers for these questions in a similar way. Rather, it was different. So the view, how they looked at these problems, and how they approached, and how they found answer for this, differed from a set of people. Like one person who followed one thought, if some people followed his thought, whereas others had a different thought, or the view, that is the vision towards that point, differed from one person to another. So this gave rise to different schools of philosophies. This philosophy is nothing but finding the truth, okay, of the basic principles which are governing or the controlling this universe. So it was not the same from every person, it was different from one person to another. So a similar thought of people formed their one school of philosophy. Like that, many schools of philosophy arose, and they were called as darshanas. And the philosophy proposed by one set of people was called as darshana. And the word darshana says the drishyate anena iti darshana. That is srushti swarupam. Drishyate srushti swarupam. Srushti is this world or the jagat. How is this world made up of? What is this world made up of? And how it came into existence? Like the view, how looking at these things from one side of people in one different particular manner was called as darshana. So that gave rise to one school of philosophy, and similarly many schools of philosophies arise, that is the darshana shastras. So this is the darshana. So how this word came, and this what exactly is darshana. And when these started, that is the different schools of philosophies, and one set of darshanas were believing, they had a lot of belief in one ultimate consciousness, or the paramatma, or the deva, or the god, or ishvara. And they also believed that there is an existence of paraloka, that is the whatever you are seeing, the present jagat, there's something beyond this jagat also. It is not that whatever you are seeing is the truth, ultimate truth. There is something beyond this. So that is the paraloka. And how can one reach to that? That is like to by doing different karmas and following the Veda Shastras, whatever the things are said in Vedas. So they believed in Vedas also, and they like reaching to the becoming one part of this ultimate consciousness, that is nothing but the moksha. So they believed in moksha also. So these set of people were called as astika, that is, and the darshanas proposed by these people were called as astika darshanas, that is the schools of philosophy which believed and God, that is the Ishvara, Vedas, Punarjanma, Paraloka, Moksha, all these things were called as Astika people, and the people, the schools of philosophy were called as Astika Darshanas. And those who did not believe in all these things were called as Nastikas, and the Darshana as Nastika Darshana. And there were other schools of philosophies where it was a combination, some points from the concepts from this Astika, where they believed in Paramatma but did not believe in Vedas. So like that, a concept like combination of Astika and Nastika, and they were called as Astika Nastika Darshanas. So like the Shat Darshanas today what we'll be studying are coming under the Astika Darshanas, that is those who believed in existence of Paramatma, Moksha, Punarjanma, Karma Phala, all these things. And the Nastika is the one and only Charvaka Darshana, and Astika Nastika coming to both Bauddha and Jaina. And do you think that it is the only these 9 darshanas? No, there are many more darshanas according to different tantras. We find different numbers, but these are the darshanas which had lot of influence. And Ayurveda also has also taken a lot of concepts from these which support our science. So we'll be studying, and these are the things. So that's we kept in your syllabus to be understood. So now we'll move on to the Astika Darshanas, today's exact my topic. So that is the definition is asti paraloke ityevam matiryasya sa astikaha. You'll be knowing this definition already. That is the people who trusted, that is asti paraloke, who believed that paraloka as such exists, asti exists. Okay, ityevam matiryasya, that is ones whose intelligence accepted the existence of paraloka are called as astikas. And these are the 6 darshanas who accepted this. And always remember, Shat Darshanas always refers to Astika Darshanas only. You need not say it as Shat Astika Darshanas. When Astika Darshanas, always it is in taken for granted, that is these are the 6 darshanas, Shat Darshanas. I mean, Shat Darshanas also you have to consider that is these 6 Astika Darshanas, and who believed on all these things which I already explained. So these are the 6 darshanas, and their sutra kartas and the bhashya kartas we'll be seeing as and when we take up the individual darshana. So first, moving on to the first darshana, the Sankhya Darshana. Why I have chosen this in the first? Because this is the oldest among all the darshanas. The most oldest darshana is Sankhya Darshana. Now, and students remember, when you're presenting these darshanas in the exam, always keep in your mind you have to present it in three different like subheadings. That is, one, a general introduction. Always don't forget to give a general introduction to that darshana, and after that some salient features of that darshana. Every darshana has some highlighted points. Okay, this darshana means always you remember that it is the speciality of this darshana. Sankhya darshana, it is always srushti utpatti. As and when one says that Sankhya darshana, you should recall it as srushti utpatti. So such in like special points of that darshana should be presented. That is a second subheading, that is the salient features of this darshana. And the third point is how this point, that is these features of the salient, the concepts of like important concepts of this darshana are accepted in Ayurveda. This point is very important, because why are we studying all these basic things? It is so that to apply these things in Ayurveda, because not, it's not like we are applying, they have been already taken and applied in Ayurveda. Unless until we don't understand these concepts, we will not be able to understand the concepts of Ayurveda, because these are the basics. Just like modern science is understood when you and better understand the physics, chemistry and all, because the chemistry which explains you all the chemical reactions which are happening in the body, and the physics, how the body is balanced, the gravity or the pumping of the blood, everything is the physics, and the biology, of course, the cell structure, everything. Similarly, these Darshana Shastras have given us the physics, chemistry, biology of all the things, necessary things, what, how the Ayurveda has to be understood and applied. So now, so the last point subheading what you have to write for each darshana is this, that is that particular darshana and Ayurveda. So for example, Sankhya Darshana, you'll have first subheading as introduction, the second subheading as the important or the principles of main important principles of that particular Sankhya Darshana, and next Sankhya Darshana and Ayurveda. The similar pattern goes on for all the six darshana, and I also keep explaining based on that only. Prepare the PPT in such a form so that it will be easy for you. So now going on to the Sankhya Darshana. It is one among the AASTIKA Darshana. The similar way you have to present in the exam also. You have to give an introduction like this only, and it is one among the oldest among all the darshanas, and it is also called as a Kapila Tantra, Kapila Darshana, and also a Shashti Tantra. And the Sutrakarta, the founder of this darshan, is Kapila Maharshi, and he is also considered as the Adi Vidwan, the most intelligent person and the first intelligent person. Adi means the first most intelligent person among the schools of philosophy when this concept came. No? So he's also considered as Adi Vidwan, and the darshana is also said to be the most oldest darshana. And he wrote a tantra called Sankhya Sutra, which consists of six chapters and 527 sutras, just like we have, right? This many number of sthanas in our Ashtanga Hridaya Samhitam, and next so many shlokas like that. Just similarly, they also have their own books, sutras, where it consists of so many chapters and so many number of sutras. And just like commentaries, they also have bhashya who have commented on those sutras. Like for this Sankhya Tantra, that is the Gaudapada who has written bhashya over it. And now we'll look into this, like why it is called as this Kapila Tantra or Sheshti Tantra and all. The first Sankhya Darshana, it is called Sankhya Darshana. Let's understand why. The Sankhya also refers to the meaning like Samyak Jnana, that which gives you a proper knowledge of the scientific discussions and how to analyze this Srushti Utpatti and gain the Jnana of this Srushti. So Samyak Jnana, it gives a proper and true Jnana to you. So it is called as Sankhya. This is one of the meaning, and it is also the other meaning is the numbering or the counting, because the main concept what is given by Sankhya Darshan is the Srushti Utpatti, and it explains the Srushti Utpatti based on the 25 tattvas. 25 tattvas, that is the primary, the basic elements of this Srushti. So this, as it has stressed this 25 number a lot, so this is also a concept, like it is given this name Sankhya Darshana. And of course, the Kapila Tantra and Kapila Darshana, based on the founder's name, it is the synonym. So now we'll move on to this was the introduction. Now we'll move on to some of the important things what this darshana has proposed, that is dukkha traya. I said no, they started thinking what are the reasons, questions and all. Finally they realized these are the main three types of dukkha. When we always try to find a solution when we have a problem, unless everything is going on well, most of us don't think about the solution, right? But so, see, similarly here they also had problems, and they that is the problems or the pains, and that is dukkha traya, and they classified all the pains into three categories, that is dukkha traya. Three, dukkha is the pain, and they are the adhyatmika dukkhas, adibhautika dukkhas and adidhaivika dukkhas. Adhyatmika dukkhas are the one of like what is like the this my atma causes pain for myself. It is my thoughts, bad thoughts, which cause me pain for me. The same situation might have made, like we'll say now, why do you worry, you just take it easily. No, it will, it's my buddhi will not allow me to take like that. We always think, worry simply, it is a pain which is caused by me. Otherwise, if I had looked at it in simpler way, that dukkha wouldn't have been to me, right? And in the similar way, we cause pain for ourselves. It is my buddhi, my atma, that is which is causing pain for myself. So that is the personal misery or self-inflicted misery is called as adhyatmika dukkha. And adi bhautika, anything which happens from externally. Okay, misery is caused by animals or any other injury. Somebody hit you, somebody scratched you, or by some animal came and hit you or bit you or something like that. All those are adi bhautika. And adi daivika are those miseries which are happening because of somebody's curse, somebody cursed you, or some seasonal variations or natural calamities which are under not under anybody's control or your control, rather it is something supernatural power, or under the control of super consciousness or the natural consciousness or something like that. So they are called as adi daivika. So they realize that once you get rid of this dukkha traya, you can get the moksha. Moksha is attained when devoid of all these things, automatically you get moksha. This was the one concept. And the srushti utpatti, the main concept. So they realize the how to attain, get rid of this dukkha traya. They realize these are the dukkhas. One, we should get rid of these dukkha trayas to get moksha. But how? When you understand the srushti, its rules, then you can understand the why I am getting this pain, then you can get rid of this pain. That is tracing back to the roots. So you have to understand the srushti before to that. So he explains, and this is the main thing, that is 25 tattvas. As you already know all these things, see, it is the moola prakriti, or the primordial nature, or the primordial matter, which is in an unmanifested form or the most subtle form, and the purusha, it is the primordial soul. Okay, even this is in the most subtle form. These things are in the very subtle form, avyakta form. You can't appreciate them. It is totally in an avyakta form. And at this point of time, it is this moola prakriti. Here we know moola prakriti is trigunatmaka. Purusha is not having any gunas. When all the three gunas are in their normal state, that is in an equilibrium state, okay, at this moola prakriti is in such a state. When it is triggered by purusha, the srushti utpatti starts. And next stage, with that disequilibrium, where the sattva increases but the rajas and tamas are in a lower way, that is the disturbance with the dominance of sattva is called as mahat, the intelligence level. And the next, there is an increase of ahankara, that is a rajas. So increase of the rajas stay is still at this point of time, all the trigunas are not still differentiated, there's just variations happening. And this ahankara stage, here it is the dominance of the rajas. And this rajas, when it triggers, so the stimulates with the combination of the sattvika guna, sattva guna triggered by this rajas guna gives rise to ekadasha indriyas, that is 11 tattvas. And here the same rajas, when it triggers this tamas, it gives rise to 5 panchatanmatras, and giving this panchatanmatras are the karana rupa dravyas. They further give rise to this pancha mahabhutas. So this is about the 25 tattvas. And here they have been classified into na prakriti, na vikruti, prakriti, vikruti, vikruti, and prakriti. You are aware of all these things. And coming to this, they are accepted that dvaita, that is prakriti is different and the purusha is different. And And also the another view, that is the Paramatma and the Jivatma, it's something different. And Jivatma, there are many bahutva of this Jivatma. And Prakriti, Purusha are the basic elements of the universe, and both are equally important or necessary for the Srushti Utpatti. It's not like only Purusha or Prakriti, both are equally important. It is explained by this lame and blind story, where lame, he is the help of the guidance of the blind, and the blind cannot move, he needs the support of this lame person, where blind cannot see, so he needs the support of the uh, that is the way from this blind. So it is both mutually dependent. Okay, so Prakriti and Purusha are also similarly, you know the story, lame and blind story, I hope. And so both are necessary for the Srushti Utpatti. And the Prakriti is achetana and does the work karta, but Purusha is chetana akarta. Even though it is chetana, it is not doing any work, rather it triggers the Prakriti to do the work, and the Srushti Utpatti happens. And the next trigunas, that is which is there in the Prakriti, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. These are the main forces which are there, and these forces, I said, no, it is the primordial matter. Prakriti is the matter. This is most in subtlest form. The Mula Prakriti later transforms, and now whatever the existent Jagat you are seeing, it is just a transformation which has happened from this Mula Prakriti to the present Jagat. So, as this Mula Prakriti is made up of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, the present Jagat is all made up of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So anything you take, it is a combination of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, but except Purusha. A Purusha, that the soul or the Jivatma or the Paramatma, whatever you see, is devoid of this Trigunas. Only Purusha is not having the Trigunas. Apart from that, everything in this world is a combination of these three attributes. And these are, you are already aware, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. I'll just go on. So Vadas. So what are the theories? See, now you understood the basic tattvas, whatever are there. So how these tattvas acted to form into this present Jagat is Sat Karyavada. So that is, they said, just now I said, right? The present Jagat, whatever is there, was there in the Prakriti, Mula Prakriti, in an unmanifested form. It was in an Avyakta form, it was not manifested. Most subtle form, Sukshma Avastha, very Sukshma Avastha. I can't appreciate it at all. Next, later it is the transformation which took over to form this grosser Jagat, okay, the universe. So this Karya was already there in the Mula Prakriti. Now it has just become a manifested form. Previously it was unmanifested, now it is manifested. So Sat Karya. Karya means is the effect, Karana is the cause. So Karana is the Mula Prakriti and the present Jagat is the Karya. So now this was already there in that Prakriti, the Karya, Sat Karya. Sat means truly exists. The effect truly exists in the Karana, that is in the cause, in an unmanifested form. But later it is just being transformed. That is the Parinamavada. It is just the transformation of the Karana into the Karya. The Karya was already existent in the Karana. That is the Satkaryavada. So these are the two theories which Sankhya Darshana proposes. And it accepts three pramanas. You are already aware of all these things. Pratyaksha, Anumana, Aptopadesha. The Pratyaksha direct perception, what you directly see and gain through Pancha Jnanendriyas. Anumana is the inference. Based on the previous experience, you infer the things. And Aptopadesha is the Aptavakyas, what you hear from the scholars or from our acharyas. So these are the things. So for whatever we have studies was Dukkatraya, Srishti Utpatti, that is 25 tattvas, Panchavimshatika tattvas, and the third point, the regarding the Prakriti and Purusha, the basic elements of this universe, and the next Trigunas and the Vada, Satkaryavada, Parinamavada, and Pramanas, Pratyaksha, Anumana, Aptopadesha. So these are the main points what you have to remember for Sankhya Darshana. So how this Sankhya Darshana has contributed in Ayurveda, and what are the points Ayurveda has taken from this Sankhya Darshana? So these Pramanas, Ayurveda also accepts. Dukkhatraya, Nivruti for Nivruti leads to moksha. Even that is accepted. That is, once you are divided of all these anarogya, you can work out for the Dharma, Artha, Purusha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, and you can attain moksha. With the roga, that is the pain, you cannot work on it, right? That's why that is this shloka you will be studying in Charaka Samhita. So now it is the Triguna which is accepted, even Ayurveda accepts it, and Tattva Samanata, that is Sankhya Darshana proposes 25 Tattvas, Panchavimshatika Tattvas for the Sushti Utpatti. Sushruta accepts as it is, whereas Charaka makes a small difference where Prakriti and Purusha he combines and accepts it as Avyakta, so making up to 24 Tattvas. As he says, it is undifferentiated, the matter or the soul which is almost the same, and with heart we have understood that is both are mutually necessary, and both mutually mutual support is necessary for the Sushti Utpatti. So he combines it together and considers it 24 tattvas, so it is accepted. And Bahutva of Purusha, Ayurveda also accept Varmatma is one, Jivatma are many. And Parinamavada, that is the theory of transformation, where it is accepted in Ayurveda in Ahara Parinamana. And Dhatu Utpatti, where it is the ahara which is being transferred to because of this Jatra Agni, Bhuta Agni, Datva Agni, it is changed to this ahara portion, Dhatu portion is happening. And Satkaryavada, that is Nidhana, giving rise to Roga. The Nidhana was already there. The Roga was in the form of Nidhana when you consume it. Now it is the Karya, what you are seeing it as a Roga. And Aushadha you take, the Arogya Prapti. So this is about the Sankhya Darshana. So now we will move on to the next Vaisheshika Darshana. So it is this is one also one among the Shad Astika Darshanas, and the Sutrakarta is Kanada Maharshi, who wrote Vaisheshika Sutra, which consists of 10 chapters and 370 sutras, and Bhashyakarta Prashastapada, and it is also called as Kanada, of course, Kanada Darshana, and Avalokya Darshana. Why it is Kanada? Because that is the Kana means refers to particles and to eat. That is Ada means to collect and eat. So it is Kanada Darshana. And as he was so like looking into the so minutest particles of everything, he was called as the Kanada. And after studying this school of thoughts of this school of philosophy, one will be able to look at this universe to its minutest parts, minutest, that is so sukshma level, you will be able to analyze the things. Okay, and Avalokya Darshana, his father name was Avalokya, so based on that it's named as Avalokya, and there are many other points, but this is the main point. And Vaisheshika Darshana, this is a very main thing why it is named my Vaisheshika, because Vaisheshika Darshana is that which proposes the Shat Padarthas, very very important concept where Ayurveda takes, and it is based on this Shat Padarthas the whole science goes around. So among these Shat Padarthas they gave lot of importance to Vishesha Padartha, because it is only when something is special you look into it, you try to acquire it, you try to understand it or analyze it or procure it, everything. If something is very common, you just don't bother about it, right? So it is the Vishesha, and if anything is special, new thing, brand new, you try to take it, right? So it is Vishesha Padartha, they felt it is the thing which is necessary and makes all the difference. And that's why, as they gave a lot of importance to this Vishesha Padartha, it is called as Vaisheshika Darshana. So this is the introduction. Now the salient features of this darshana, that is the Shat Bhava Padarthas, which it proposes, that is Dravya Guna Karma, Samanya Vishesha and Samavaya. And when one person understands this universe based on this concept, and he says that this whole world is with these only. It is these, if you understand this Shat Padarthas, you will be able to understand the whole universe. And Satyak Buddhi happens, and you can, and as you understood all the principles, you will be able to gain the moksha. And later, this Vaisheshika Darshana and the Nyaya Darshana combined to form Navya Nyaya. In that, where it is the books Tarka Sangraha, there another Darshana is being added. Another Padartha gets added. That is the seventh Padartha Abhava. So that we will study later. So next Vadas, what they accepted, the most important contribution again from Sankhya, this Vaisheshika Darshan, is the Paramanu Vada. The one is Shad Bhava Padarthas, and the second point is Paramanu Vada. That is, according to this, the entire universe, the whole universe is made up of Paramanus. What are these paramanus? Paramanus are the most minute indivisible particles. This word to be underlined. That is not just minute, it is indivisible. Like this, at this point of paramanu, you cannot further divide it. Further indivisible. Okay, you cannot further divide it, and these are eternal in nature. You cannot destroy it. And here, this is the point where it explains the law of thermodynamics. That is, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. You cannot further destroy it. That is Srishti Utpatti. And he says the Sushti is all because of these paramanus. When these paramanus make a different permutation and combinations, the universe is formed. All the objects of this Jagat come into existence. And how these paramanus combine? It is like two paramanus combine to form one Dvayanuka, and three such Dvayanukas combine to form one Trayanuka, Tisrayanuka, and four such Trayanukas combine to form Chaturanuka, and five such Chaturanaka combine to form Panchanuka. And the Paramanu state is eternal. Okay, it is here, you cannot destroy it, but all these, this from Dvayanuka, Trayanuka, it is not Nitya, it is Anitya. Only the Paramanu level is Nitya, rest all are Anitya. That is, when you destroy it, it is coming back to this point. It is coming back to this point. That is reducing to the energy form. Here, it is more and more grosser. Okay, it is more and more grosser. And they say that at the level of Trayanuka, you will be able to appreciate the existence of that matter as such. But it is very minute, only the very sharp eye can appreciate. But from Panchanuka, one will be one will be able to appreciate it very easily. It becomes more stool at this point of time. But Dvayanuka and Paramanu, one cannot appreciate with one's eyes alone. Okay, they are not, you can't see them. From Trayanaka, you'll be able to see, but it's still very minute. From Panchanuka, it becomes more solar, where everyone can appreciate it. Next, coming to Vadas, they proposed Pilu Pakavada, which is very important. Pilu refers to the Paramanu, that is the Anu level or the Paramanu level. That is, here there is a change is happening at this uh, Paramanu level. That is the most individual part, whatever is there, the changes happen at this level. And that is chemical change, where there is a form is being changed, the appearance, total appearance is getting changed. Okay, and here so it is a chemical, what you can appreciate this at the level of Dhatu Paka, we can easily appreciate this and accept. Here, next, coming to Arambhavada or Asat Karyavada, here it is Asat Karya. Asat means that which does not exist, and Karya, we know that is the effect, where previously in Sankhya Darshana we saw that is Sat Karya, that is the Karya, the effect existed in the Karana truly in an unmanifested form. But here he says Asat Karya. Karya does not, that is the effect does not exist in the Karana. Whatever the Karya, the effect which is formed is totally a new production, entirely something which is newly formed. For example, according to them, where they say that when we keep milk, we ask it to ferment, we get curds in the next day. And according to Satkaryavada people, the curd was there in the milk, but it was in an unmanifested form. Okay, but here what they say is Asatkaryavada, curd is something totally different, milk is something totally different, and the curd is being formed separately. It is like that. Or like, for example, when you take a tree and a seed, the tree is there in the seed because this particular seed give rise to that particular tree only. It is not like any seed will give rise to every type of tree, but it is so particular, means that particular karya was existed in the seed. This was a concept of Sat Karyavada. But Asat Karyavada people say the tree is not there in the seed. The seed, after its destruction, the tree is formed. So that is Karana is totally destroyed to give rise to a new thing, that is Karya. So that is Asat Karya Vada. That is a new process. So this was the thing. And Pramanas, they accepted Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramana. And gunas, they have proposed 24 gunas. This is very important. This is also one of the concept taken from this in Ayurveda. Like 17 original, the Kannada mentions gunas, where later it is the commentator who adds on 7 more, making up to 24 gunas. These are the gunas. And next, karma, Vaisheshika karmas is very important, where utkshepana, apakshepana, so like any action, any movement in this world is falling under these 5 categories. One, which is moving towards downward movement, and utkshepana, away from the, that is upward movement, anything away from the surface, land surface. And next, flexion, something which is towards the body, and extension, something which is away from the body. And all the gamana, the other sort of movements, or the any horizontal movements, or everything which the rest apart from these 4, it is coming under gamana. All zigzag movements, all those things, any movement. So, and so these are the main concepts. Let's just go back once and brush it up and come back. So this Vaisheshika Darshana from Kanada Maharshi. First, the main contribution you should always remember under Vaisheshika Darshana is the Shad Padarthas and the Paramanuvada. These are the 2 main concepts, okay? Shad Bhava Padarthas and Paramanuvada for the Srishti Utpatti and all for all sort of reactions. And Pilu Pakavada, which is at the level of Anus, okay? Paramanus. And next it is 2 Pramanas. And Asat Karyavada, they accepted Asat Karyavada. And the gunas, number of gunas, 24 gunas, 17 plus 7. Karmas, 5 types of karmas. So what Ayurveda has taken from this? The concept of Shat Padartha, first and foremost thing. The only difference is the order. It is the Dravya Guna Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, Samavaya, where in Ayurveda they gave importance to Samanya and Vishesha in the first, and then Guna, Dravya, Karma and Samavaya. And the gunas and the same pramanas accepted here also, and there's the Navakarana Dravyas which have been accepted from this Darshana, and they also accepted this Astika Tattvas, and the Pilupaka accepted in the context of Aharapaka and Dhatu Parinamana, and Arambhavada were exactly in the concept of Purusha, just like combination of Sharira, Indriya, Sattvatma, where all these, it was something different. When combined to gave rise, on the combination, you gave rise to something like Ayu. It is something very different. It is a new thing. This is the concept where it is accept, and it is also, it can like Vichitra Pratyarabdha Dravyas, what you will be studying in Ashtanga. There also you can apply this Arambhavada. And Paramanus as Karanas, and in science, in our Sharirasthana, they have explained that Bija Bhaga, the concept of Bija Bhaga, which gives rise to many anomalies, that is birth anomalies, all those things where the Shukra and Shonita at that level, Bija, Avayava, all these things, when any abnormalities, that will be reflected in the Garbha in the future, all those things. So that is the Paramanu thing where you can understand. So this is about the Vaisheshika Darshana. Next we'll go on to the Nyaya Darshana, which is the Shad Astika Darshana given by Akshapada Gautama, and the Nyaya Sutra written by him, Bhashyakarta Vatsyayana. These are the synonyms: Nyaya Shastra, Tarka Vidya, Artha Shastra, Dandaniti, Vaijnanika Paddhati Shastra, and Anvikshaki. That is Anuikshaki, attaining knowledge later to Pratyaksha. It is based on the Pratyaksha where they analyze and gain the jnana. They do a lot of tarka. They need a justification. They do debates, logical thinking, debate, all those discussions, and then they arrive. It is not just they accept. They have a lot of logical discussions. So that is the Pramanahi Artha Parikshanam Nyayaha, attaining the knowledge of the Vishyas through the examination with the help of Pramanas is Nyaya. It has 5 adhyayas and 528 sutras, and the same Navya Nyaya Darshana, later it combined to form this, give rise to another book, that is Tarka Sangraha. And this, the main contribution from this is Shodasha Padarthas, where these are the tools to attain Samyak Jnana leading to moksha. Once you understand this world, to understand any concept, they apply these tools to arrive at the true knowledge. It's not like anything you take and you accept it, or it should be justified. And these were the tools where they apply to arrive at that uh, the true samyak jnana. Okay, that is the pramanas, four types of pramanas. Prameya, what are the prameya? That is a subject of knowledge regarding what one has to understand to gain the samyak jnana. And samshaya, and during these discussions we get a lot of doubts. And prayojana, when you are doing any discussion there should be one purpose. And drishtanta, to make the concept conveyed to everyone, we use examples. They use so many examples like in the discussions to convey the thing and justify the thing. Siddhanta, to whatever the truth they had understood, to justify it they took the basic other siddhantas to support their topic. And avayava, and to that is the panchavayava vakya, when we have to convey the thing to somebody else, that is parartha anumana, we take the help of panchavayava vakya. This is avayavas, that is parts of the logical statement to prove a statement. Tarka, this tarka, vada, jalpa, and vedanta were the tools, okay, where how the debate has to be done different forms. And the nirnaya, finally the ascertainment. And vitanda, it is the meaningless obstacles which while happens while giving discussions, doing discussions. Hetva bhaisa, where wrong perception one leads, which may lead to the a wrong conclusion, okay, where failure happens. Chala, it is a trickery reasoning. Jati, it is a self-contradictory statements one may end up with nikrasthana, where you will not be able to justify the truth or your statements goes futile. That is, it is not a siddhanta. It proves that it is not the true thing. So these are the tools. When it crosses all these things, then it becomes the, when it stands, then you can understand it is something true, okay? It becomes a siddhanta. Next, coming to four pramanas, there are four pramanas: pratyaksha, anumana, shabda, and upamana. They accepted these four pramanas, and this Nyaya Darshana gave a lot of importance to anumana pramana, because the theory what you understand or the view what you have taken or accepted, it should be, if it should be conveyed to others, right? The pararthanumana through panchavayava vakya, only then the truth is understood and conveyed, and it is proved, okay? So that's why it is given a lot of importance to it. And vada, it is a pitara paka vada, where it is the chemical, the physical change, the paka transformation is happening at the molecular level. It is not the atoms which are changing, it is only the molecule. The like is a glucose molecule which is made up of carbohydrate, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen molecules. And when we have studied in chemistry, right, when this and this combines with water, it is just form, that is the atoms forming a new combination of molecules. It is not the atom itself changing. When the atom existence totally changes, then it is considered to be the pilupaka. When it is at the level of only molecules, it is at this called as pitarapakavada. Usually it happens at the level of Jataragni, okay, where just the bigger molecules are reduced to the smaller molecules. And here they accepted Rambhavada or Asatkaryavada, the similar what I explained under Vaisheshika Darshanam. They also accepted Paramanuvada. And this uha tarka, that is I said na, Nyaya Darshana gives a lot of importance to the logical and systematic way of analyzing things, and it is the analysis which happens, questioning, re-questioning, imagination, all these things. So this concept was accepted, is accepted in Ayurveda. That is Tadvidya Sambhasha, that the discussions or symposiums or seminars where the discussions are happening, okay? And this is a concept which is taken from Nyaya Shastra. And the 16 padarthas of Nyaya, what are the tools to gain the scientific knowledge or prove the proper knowledge? It is accepted under 44 Vada Margas, which have been explained in Charaka Samhita under Vimanasthana 8th chapter. And Vadas, the Jalpa and Vidanda types of Vadas, and Karya Abhinivritikara Gatakas, that is Karya, the Chikitsa, whatever you plan is planned. That is 10 uh, Ghatakas, where you plan the chikitsa. It is a plan, it's a systematic way of analyzing the thing, how the disease has happened, what are its root cause, and how to treat, how to plan. All these things, it is a systematic method which is followed, which is a concept again taken from Nyaya Shastra and Nyaya Darshana, and both accepts four pramanas. and the concept of Astika Darshanas, and both accepts Paramanu for a creation. And 636 Tantra Yuktis, as I said, Nyaya Darshana always gave importance to the better understanding and a systematic understanding of any logic. Okay, and this our Ayurveda Shastras or Tantras, whatever written, Charaka Samhita, Ashtanga Hridaya, everything, they have applied this Tantra Yukti, concepts of Tantra Yukti, where which helps one to understand the concept in a very proper way, and applying this Tantra Yukti will be able to get the support. Or once you apply this Tantra Yukti, your sutra, whatever, is being justified from different points of view, and it becomes stronger, and it is scientifically proved. So that systematic way of understanding is the Tantra Yukti concept. It is from this Nyaya Darshana, which has been taken from. So this is about the Nyaya Darshana. Now coming to Yoga Darshana, the first three darshanas what we studies are the very important darshanas, and of course these are also important. Now we'll move on to the Yoga Darshana, and it is one among the Shadastika Darshanas, and the founder is Patanjali Maharshi. Bhashyakarta is Vyasa Maharshi, and when we see the concepts, it is the Vaisheshika Darshana and the Nyaya Darshana, which almost go together, and it is the Sankhya and the Yoga Darshana which come together. Okay, it is like when you want to group like almost something closer, it is the Nyaya and Vaisheshika, and it is the Sankhya and Yoga, which are almost similar things. So here, while explaining the Sushti Utpatti of from Yoga Darshana, they have accepted the same as from this Sankhya Darshana, but the only difference is the Ishvara Tattva. That is beyond this Prakriti and Purusha. They have accepted that it is the Ishvara who is there, who controls, and next it is there, from there it is differentiated into the Prakriti and Purusha, and then the Srishti Utpatti consumes. So it is Sa Ishvara Sankhya. So it is also called as one of the synonym of this Darshana is Sa Ishvara Sankhya. That is the Sankhya Tattvas, 25 Tattvas, whatever are there, along with Sa Ishvara, one Ishvara Tattva being added to it. And it consists of 4 padas and 94 sutras. And here it is the union of the, that is derived from, that is the word yoga is derived from the yuj dhatu, which means the samadhi, means union. It is the union of actual the manas with atma, where it is again, sorry, the atma with the paramatma, and attaining moksha. And it is always the unity of this jivatma and paramatma, which is aimed by this yoga. And here, yoga always gives importance to performing the karma correctly, especially the physical karma, sharirika karma, what you're performing. When you do this properly, you will be able to control your mind. And once mind is controlled, the modulations of mind are controlled, and you can lead to, it will be helpful for you to reach to attain moksha. So this yoga karmasu kaushalyam and yoga chitta vritti nirodha. That is chitta is manas, vritti, its modulations. When you cease these modulations, one can attain moksha. So next, what are these chitta vrittis? It is the pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, and smriti. Pramana is a way of true knowledge. Viparyaya, that is false knowledge, what you get in your thoughts. And vikalpa, it is a delusion state. Nidra, sleeping state. Smriti, where you are recollecting the knowledge. So when you cease all these variations or the modulations of mind, how can you do that? It is with abhyasa and vairagya. Of what? Abhyasa of what? Regular practice of the Ashtanga yogas that we'll be studying in the next. And vairagya, renunciation from all desires. Whatever you wish, you should just give up all those things and start practicing this Ashtanga yoga, abhyasa, that is yama. What are the things you should do? That is ahimsa, satya, steya, brahmacharya, parigraham. All these are self-explanatory. We will be studying. Already we might have dealt. Next, it is the niyama. That is, what are the things you should see? Yama is those things which you should avoid. That is self control. You should keep yourself away from this. That is avoid ahimsa and always say truth. Okay, you should avoid all lies and all anasteya, not to steal, and brahmacharya, that is maintain celibacy, and aparigraha, and not being selfish. Okay, you should feel that selflessness. And next it is, what are the things you should do, what are the observance you should do. That is a good thing. Shaucha, clean, main shaucha, keep always clean yourself, clean internally and also externally. And santosha, contentment. And tapa, always do the japa, tapa, and all reciting mantras. And swadhyaya, always analyze yourself. And ishvara pranidhana, devotion towards that ultimate consciousness. And asana, by doing these are the conducts what you should do, the first and two, that is yama and niyama. After that you should control your body by doing asanas, that is thiramukam asanam. When you control your body, first you should control your body, then you should regulate your breath. If these, it is not like one and that, you should do all these things in an order. You, once you start with yama and niyama, then you start with, automatically it is a progress. It is not like I just go here not doing that. No, you should do all those things in order. Pranayama, regulate your breath. Once you control your vata, you will be able to control all the functions of vata. So after that, control your sense organs, withdraw your sense organs from the external world. And once you keep your sense organs silent, it is the mind. Next you calm down your mind. Everything is still now. Jnanendriyas are not taking anything from the external world. You have just detached from the external world, and the mind also you have detached from the Jnanendriyas. Like you have studied in Pratyaksha, it is the Atma, Manas, and the Indriyas and Indriyarthas. It is the Jnanotpatti. Now you are breaking down. You are being withdrawing one by one. First you stop these indriyas from getting connected to the indriyarthas. Next the manas is taken away, you stop the indriyas, you detach from manas from this indriyas. And now you are making this mind silent. That is, you start meditating so that mind is totally silenced. That is, first you stable the mind and then you start. That is, finally it is silent, no disturbances, no thoughts. And next you start meditating on one particular mantra or the god. Then what happens, you become one with the god. That is the last step. It is the samadhi, jnana prapti, and union with the supreme. You attain the moksha. So by this you can attain moksha. What are the benefits of attaining after gaining this siddhi, that is union with Paramatma and Paramatma? It is not just before moksha you get this, all these siddhis. When you reach up to that stage, that is anima, you can become smaller. You can, whenever you wish, you can become smaller or become bigger. That is mahima. You can become the heavier one or you can become the lighter one. This is the things you will be seeing in the movie, right? A person is able to float on the water, all those things. This is lagima, he has got that siddhi. And prapti, observance of very far objects. Okay, he can see with this divya drishti what is happening in a very far place, and he can do whatever he wishes. He can fulfill that. It is prakamya, getting whatever he wishes. Prakamya, that is a desire. He can fulfill his desire. Ishatva, capable of transferring energy to others. There's people actually, those who do pranic healing and all, not today, where they just touch you, you are healed. Before doing that, they should have attained that Ashta Siddhis. Okay, they should have reached to that stage so that they have gained so much cosmic energy where they can transfer it to others and heal that. It is the healing the somebody with the cosmic energy what you have gained through your sadhana. That is the Ishatva. He can do whatever he wish. And Vashitva, controlling capacity over other, of everything. It's not like just human beings, it controlling anybody. And so this, how, what are the concepts? So this is about the salient features of yoga. That is chitta vrittis. What are the chitta vrittis? Ashtanga yogas and Ashta Siddhis. Ayurveda, yoga and Ayurveda. See, we have, that is roga adhishtana, it is in sharira and manas. And manas, it is the manasika rogas, where you treat them with the sattvavajaya and daiva vyapashraya chikitsa. Sattvavajaya, that is the boosting of the mind. That is, you are controlling your mind with your yama niyama, good conduct, every sadvrata and all. So it is a concept which is taken from this. And both accept three pramanas. The way, and both accept all this astika darshana concepts, that is punarjanma, moksha, karma phala, all those things, and yama niyama practices what are explained under ashtanga yogas have been included in the sadvrita of ayurveda, and both consider this trushna or the desire, okay, is cause for the dukkha, and dukkha nivritti is leads to moksha. How accepted in ayurveda, it is trushna, right? Desire for you being desire, like have desire for more of ice creams, junk food, you start with dukkha, that is dahika dukkha, you start with rogas, and one, and it will not allow you to move towards moksha, right? Once you get the arogya, only arogya can help you to gain the purusharthas. So in this way both accept all these things. This complete, and one more thing, ashtanga yoga, it is explained in charaka sharira 1, where ashta siddhis, whatever you have seen, the similar thing what ayurveda acharya charaka explains, that is avesha chetasa, you are able to enter somebody's mind, and jnana martanam, what they are thinking, and chandatah kriya, act as per your wish, okay, we can control their movements or anybody's movements, and drishtaha, that is a supernatural vision, shrotra, supernatural hearing capacity, and smriti, that is excellent memory, and kanti, you have a very good glow, and ishtatashyapi adarshanam, when if you don't want to be visible, you will have that capacity of making yourself invisible to others. So these are the siddhis what you get by performing yoga. This is explained by Charaka Samhita. And why yoga is given importance in ayurveda, see, charaka, especially particular charaka, he don't stop things like while only at the level of arogya, just going arogya, he always says that arogya, gaining arogya is of importance only when that arogya is used for fulfilling the purusharthas, that is dharma, artha, kama and moksha. So he has given also the methods to attain moksha. So he is saying yoga moksha cha sarvasam vedananam avartanam, where it is yoga and moksha which will help to seize all sort of vedana, sarvanam vedanam, all sort of vedanas can be seized. And moksha nivrittir nishesha, that is what is moksha, it is a state where all the karma phalas are cleared. Nishesha, nothing is left, no karma phala, everything is clear, you attain moksha. Then how to attain moksha, it is through yoga. Yoga moksha pravartakaha, when you perform yoga you will be able to, that is yoga will help you to trigger, or it will help you to attain moksha. So one should perform yoga to regain moksha, that is to gain moksha, that is the fourth purushartha. So this is about yoga darshanam. Now coming to the last but one, purva mimamsa, where Vedas are being classified into two sets, that is Purva Kanda and Uttara Kanda, the first part and the second part. Purva Mimamsa people, it is a school of philosophy who more followed this Purva Kanda of yoga, of Vedas, where Purva refers to Purva Kanda or Karma Kanda or former portions of Vedas. Vedas have four parts, and in the first part, most of the first part was followed by these people, where it is also called as Karma Kanda, where these part of yoga insisted them to perform more of this ritual. Uh, Rituals, more of the ritual activities, like we'll see. And it is mimamsa, here it is the high level of discussion, that is a thought process where they have the scientific discussions regarding and these purva kanda, that those things which are explained in the purva kanda of this Vedas, they had discussions regarding these points more. And the purva mimamsa is written, the founder is Jaimini Maharshi, and it is also called as Dvadasha-Adhyayi, and as it contains 12 chapters, and also called as Dvadasha Lakshani. And commentator of this Purva Mimamsa Sutra is Shabaraswami. It is also called as Dharma Mimamsa and Atato Dharma Jignasaha. They have given a lot of importance to this Dharma and Karma, that is ritualistic actions, where you have to perform these activities. You have to perform this, like people they form, they there are so many karmas they have explained, Nitya Karma, Naimitya Karma and all, where you have to do these rituals, chanting of these mantras, chanting of this karma, shodashopacharas, all these different methods of performing this religious duties, they give lot of importance to this. And karma is the cause for everything, they say. It is even to the importance of the god, they give more importance to this chanting of mantras, and they say that is power of mantra is equal to the power of god. And it is by karma only the action, it is the srushti, sthiti and laya, whatever is happening. They gave lot of importance to Veda and chanting of Veda mantras and doing performing your duties. And these duties will, when performed properly, you will be able to attain this purusharthas. And when while doing only these karmas, one can gain that punya or papa. If you're doing good karma, you are gaining the punya karma, and you will have a very good life after. That is, you can attain moksha also, and your life will be happy. And if you're not doing your karma or dharma, then what happens? You are getting that bad karma phala, which leads to gaining the papa, and you will have a suffering life, or in the afterlife you will have sufferings, or even in the present life, like this. So more of importance to the karma, you have to perform your dharma. That is the main concept proposed by this darshana. And they've given a lot of importance to agrihotra, performing yagnas, the pancha yagnas. These are the yagnas like the brahma yagna, pitru yagna, deva yagna, bhuta yagna and manushya yagna. There are 5 types of yagnas. They give a lot of importance for performing yagnas. And the two schools of philosophies, this is Kumarila Bhatta school of philosophy and Prabhakara Guru. And the difference is mainly the difference in the number of pramanas they accepted. And the common, these are the 3 pramanas which are accepted by both schools of philosophy. And it is Prabhakara school, Pratyakshana Shabda, Upamana and Arthapatti. In the Kumarila Bhatta, it is Pratyakshana Shabda, Upamana, Arthapatti and Anupalabdhi. Anupalabdhi is nothing but the Abhava Pramana. And what Ayurveda has accepted. So Karma Kanda, they gave a lot of importance to this karma, yajna, everything. So Ayurveda also gives importance to all these things, that is karma, karma phala. In many places it has said because of the papa karma, one starts suffering with this kushta vyadhi, like that. And dinacharya, it is all the activities, nitya karma, which one has to do daily. You have to get up, do dantadavana, snana, abhyanga, and all those things. Similarly, Rutucharya, these are a part of the Rutu, you have to change your karmas. And Balagraha Chikitsa, where some particular karmas are explained, Bali, Mangala, Homa, where we're given like this type of thing. You have to perform this type of karma to get rid of this. And in Rasayana Vidya, different types of karmas. And the Daiva Vyapashraya Chikitsa, for attaining Arogya and Purushartha. The main purpose is the same. Again, there also it is for moksha, here also it is again for the Purusharthas. Purusharthas are Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. And here all they have given a lot of importance for Agnihotra and the Agni, okay, Agni and this Yagnas and all. It is again for attaining Purusharthas. Here also in Ayurveda, given a lot of importance to Agni, where they say when the Agni is not good, one gets afflicted with all sort of diseases. And again, the main purpose is not, sir, we need Arogya, right? Ayurveda always works for the Arogya. With Arogya, it is Purusharthas. When Arogya is not given, it is nothing like. So it is the Agni which is given a lot of importance in Anapana Vidya Adhyaya, Grahani Adhyaya, everywhere. And it is Pramanas, these are the Pramanas, same, except Anupalabdhi, all other Pramanas are accepted in Ayurveda. So this is about Purva Mimamsa, where they give importance only for the more for the Dharma and the Karmas to be performed. The last pramana, that is last darshana, it is the Uttar Mimamsa darshana or the Veda Anta darshana, Vedanta darshana, sorry, spelling mistake, Vedanta darshana, where why it is dealing with the later part. The Uttara is the later part of the Vedas, Uttara Kanda, and Vedanta, why? Because it is an end part of the Vedas. Vedanta, it is end part of Vedas, so it is called as Vedanta darshana. And that is the end part of Vedas is Upanishads. So it is also called as Vedanta Darshana, the Sara of the Upanishads. Okay, and here the discussions are being done based on the end part of this Vedas. And it is also called as Jnana Kanda and Jnana Mimamsa, more importance for the Jnana. Okay, that is the true knowledge, true realization of the concept what are said in Vedas. Okay, and there is Maharshi Vedavyasa. He has written a book called Brahma Sutra, which explains this Uttara Mimamsa Sutras, and they the main this Vedanta Darshana always revolves around these 3 points, that is the Brahman, Jagat, and Jiva. Brahman is the ultimate consciousness, and the Jagat is the physical world what you see, and Jiva is the Jivatma, the part of this consciousness, ultimate consciousness what you see, all the living creatures. And these in Uttar Mimamsa, there are main different 5 different schools. Okay, um, they all explain regarding the same things, that is Brahman, Jagat, and Jiva, but with a small variation. So they have given us to the 5 different schools, where the first one is Advaita by Adi Shankaracharya, where Dvaita means it is two. Advaita means not two, it is one. That is in with a way of explaining in the negation form. That is not two means it is one. So what is this one? That is, according to him, it says that according to this school, it is like whatever you see in this world is the illusion. It is an illusion, it is just a Maya, and only the Brahman, what is there, is the Satya, that is the ultimate consciousness, the Paramatma, whatever is there, the Brahman is Brahma, Satyam, Jagat, Mityam. Jagat, whatever you are seeing, is an illusion, and once you realize that this is an illusion, then you will attain moksha. And how to attain moksha, they have explained it with Gnana, Dhyana, everything. You can understand that this Jagat is just a Maya and everything is just a Brahman. Okay, it is a Brahman, and what you are seeing and you think that this is real is not the real, it is just a Maya. This is the concept what Advaita philosophy has explained. And next coming to, we'll study this Vishishta Advaita, the third one, where by Ramanujacharya. It is Vishishta Advaita, where he says that this Jagat and the Jiva, whatever is there, is a part of this uh, Paramatma. And once they realize that Paramatman is true, they say it. See, there in Advaita, they have explained that it is just an illusion and everything it is Brahman only. But here in Vishishta Advaita, they say that is it is a part of it, but when he realizes that I am a part of this Brahman, then he gains moksha. Okay, and this is the difference. And in Dvaita, they say it is the Jivatma is completely different and the Paramatma is different. Here in Advaita, it is both are same. Okay, in Dvaita means it is two. They accept that Jivatma is different and Paramatma is different. It is by Madhvacharya. And this Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita school of people, they give more importance to bhakti rather for the gnana. It is not like you study scriptures and gain gnana, rather with the devotion one can reach to moksha. That was the difference what you can appreciate in these two schools of philosophy. And other schools of philosophy, Shuddha Advaita and Dvaita Advaita, it is a combination. These are the first three which are given more importance. And the one main vada which has been proposed by this is Vivarta Vada. What is that? The Jagat is the Karya form, is neither Sat or Asat. That is, whatever you are seeing is neither true nor false. Okay, but it is only an illusion. Okay, it is just an illusion. It is just a Maya. Okay, unless until you see, you feel that it is true, but once you realize it is untrue, it is not true. That is just a Maya. Okay, that is Vivarta. It is not true. So this is about and they accepted, and particularly this Advaita accepted 6 pramanas, and Dvaita and Vishishta Advaita accept 3 pramanas. And now it is a comparison. It is the Uttar Mimamsa and Ayurveda, where they give more importance for Jnana, Moksha, Tattva, Veda, Karma, Phala, Punarjanma, everything. Ayurveda also accepts all these concepts and give importance to these things. And Vivartavada, the theory of illusion, attaining the knowledge of the substance other than its real Okay, here this is also possible in Ayurveda. It happens like it is a disease where tattva abhinivesha. It is a psychological disorder when hallucinations, one appreciates this hallucination symptoms, and that is what is not there, he feels on something which is there, he don't appreciate all these confusion sort of thing. um, and hetvabhasa, there you, while in the case of diagnosing, one can be misleaded because a wrong hetu, that this is the hetu, and he starts treating, and finally he'll not see the success in the chikitsa because that hetu is the etiological factor, abhasa. Actually it was not the true hetu, but you felt that it was the true hetu and you start treating, and but you see the failure, that is it misleads you, that is the illusionary things. Okay, this just like the darshana says that this world is a maya, please don't go behind it, you will not be able to attain, you will not be able to reach to god. So similarly this hetva basa concept which is explained will mislead you, so you will not be able to reach the success in your treatment, you will be misguided, the patient will be put into trouble. So it is a concept what where you can apply this vivartavada, and the description of 10 types of vayu which is explained here. Ayurveda accepts 5 types among these 10 types of vayu, and pramanas accepted are pratyaksha, anumana, aptobodesha. More importance for aptopadesha, Ayurveda also accepts them. And concepts of jivatma and paramatma, Ayurveda also accepts them. And the definition, by now you might have already come across this: nirvikara parastvatma sattvabhuta gunendriyehi chaitanya karanam nityo drashta pashyati kriyaha. Definition of paramatma, where the concept of Uttaramimamsas mostly fit into this very beautifully. So you can understand this is a definition with an influence of Uttaramimamsa. And concept of Brahman comparison, where Brahmanda Pindanda, that is Loka Purusha Samya Siddhanta, when it is explained, where he says like according to this Siddhanta, whatever exists in the external world also exists in the internal world, that is in the Purusha. Okay, so in the external world it is the Paramatma, in the internal world it is the Jivatma which is there. So it is the comparison between the Antaratma to the Brahman, and whatever the Jivatma is there, this is just a part of this Paramatma. Once it is free from all the karma, it goes back and becomes one with this Paramatma, which is nothing but the moksha. Next, Panchikarana Siddhanta, that every dravya is made up of all 5 Mahabhutas. Only the one which is dominant, the Mahabhuta which is dominant, based on that, the dravya gets the name. Ayurveda also accept this concept. And by this, we end the 6 darshanas, AASTIKA darshanas. Hope you have understood, at least to some extent, if I'm not bad. If you've got any doubts, surely you can ask me. Rashmi ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Participants, if you have any doubts or queries, you can put it in the chat box. Otherwise, you can ask directly by unmuting yourself. So, madam, I think there is no doubts or queries because you have already cleared with your nice presentation. I think no doubts and queries are here.
Okay, ma'am.
Shall we move for the vote of thanks?
Yes, ma'am.
So good evening to all. We came at the end of today's session. That is 4th session we completed. It's time to give the vote of thanks behalf of management and event president and organizers of this SAMSDDHI 2021. I would like to thank today's guest speaker, Dr. Chaitanya Madam, for accepting our request and being a part of this event, SAMSDDHI 2021. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would like to thank Sri Mahanta Swamiji and all the management members of SVM VV Sangha, ILKAL, and our event president, Dr. KC Das sir, and also our event organizer, Dr. M.R. Sajan Shetty sir, Dr. B.H. Shetty sir, and Srimati Rupa madam. Dr. Kannoli sir, Dr. Venkatesh sir, and all the PG students of the Department of Samhita Siddhanta, SVM Ayurvedic Medical College, ILKAL. Thank you one and all. And lastly, I would like to thank all the participants who have participated in the Zoom app, and also viewers who are watching in YouTube for making this event successful. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Rashmi ma'am. And I again, once again, wish to thank SVM Ayurvedic Medical College for giving this opportunity. It was very nice sharing my knowledge, and hope it has helped your students. Thank you very much for the management once again. Thank you, ma'am.